My vlog for today, for now, because y'all know I vlog about 20 times a day. I will do it. Don't think I won't do it because I will. But um a couple of things that was on my mind. One was, who do we think we are? Because, and first, let me just say this. I am still going through my situation, y'all. Anybody who's new who might see this video, because I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna post it. Anybody who might see it, I'm still in my situation. The only reason I'm all how I am is because that's just how I am. And today I just feel good. I feel all right, you know? I feel all right. Not necessarily like I ain't ecstatic, but I feel all right. So I went out today. It's a beautiful day in North Carolina. In Raleigh, I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. It feels nice. It's a very nice day. I got some fresh air. I'm getting some fresh air right now because I got the door open. And yeah, so that's that. And sometimes I just be on some other shit. So that's kind of where I am right now. Early this morning I was about to cry. So yeah, y'all just gotta just roll with me here because later I might be feeling some other kind of way. But right now I'm good. But don't get it twisted. I'm still in my situation, y'all. I don't know, but it's temporary. It's temporary. So but I put the title of this as Who Do We Think We Are? Because I be thinking about stuff that I go through. And when read the story of Jesus or hear somebody teaching on it, it's like, you know what? I don't know what we thinking. Like, if Jesus Christ went through all of that and he was an innocent man, then what do we expect to face here when we go through? Because my situation is horrible. I have never seen, honest to God, I've never seen this much cruelty in my life. And then I'm one of those people who well, I don't think I do it as much, but I used to do a lot of woe is me because I had a lot of shit that I had to go through in life, like horrible stuff, yo. Like, what the fuck? You know? So I be wondering, like, what, God trying to kill me or something? But no, he's not. God is not trying to kill me. He is not trying to kill me. Um, so yeah, when I hear the story of Jesus, I can't when I remember it, not hear it, because I know it like the back of my hand, but when I recall certain parts of his life and stuff. And then my situation is stalking, like real heavy demonic activity. And then I think about Jesus. Jesus was stalked too. Like seriously, he was stalked literally, and harassed the entirety of his ministry. Then no, actually, from the time he was a baby, they put a hit out on him. Lord, they was gonna try to kill him when he was a baby. Remember? Yep. So I was watching a video from Apostle Bashuri, I think is his name again. I talked about him before. I love his teaching. Every time I see one of his videos, I always get something out of it every single time. And I think that he's a really, really good teacher. Um, like a really good teacher. He teaches Bible, um, and it's not baby food. It's like, which I love that, you know. And when I say baby food, I mean it's not like a surface elementary teaching. It's yeah, it's some meat. He teaches real good meaty type messages and stuff. And so, but something that he said in this message that I just finished watching from him, I forgot the name of it. What was the title? It was about um Lord. Oh, staying away from contamination. That's what it was about. And he got into talking about how people can touch you, how spirits and stuff can transfer and all these different energies and whatnot. And sleeping with people, which he talked about that. He mentioned sleeping with a prostitute can cause that spirit that cause sleeping with somebody makes you, oh my God, I got a viewer. Hey viewer. So he was talking about let me find out. That's what y'all be doing. All right. So now my phone died, so I had to regroup and stuff, reconnect. But what was I saying? So I was thinking about the story of Jesus, which I refer to often whenever I'm feeling downtrodden and particularly when I feel like when I get to focusing on the unfairness or the the unjustness of my situations. It's just the hypocrisy, the debauchery, the the negosity of it all. It's just really it really makes me upset. So then I think about Jesus and I can't say shit because Jesus was innocent. He was pure, not innocent or pure. So and nobody is. I know a lot of y'all think y'all are, but you're not, okay? Now you can purify yourself, but you even in our purity, the purity that we are able to accomplish in this life is will not ever match the purity. Jesus was a whole different type of pure. Okay, he ain't never sinned, ever. He was the epitome of purity. He's pure light, pure love, pure everything. He didn't have to ask God to make him whole or pure or anything. He just was because he was pure light in human form. Okay. So I think about that and then it makes me feel a little bit more connected to the universe and to source because this is a human experience. There's nothing that we go through that's hasn't been seen before. Even if I ain't experienced this before, I haven't seen this type of I ain't seen nobody y'all experience this BS that I'm going through. But it has happened. Everything that I'm experiencing and everything that I have experienced has happened. And people all around the world having a human experience have to go through stuff. Some of it may not be something that we can understand. So, hey viewer, hey. So, that makes me feel encouraged. Or not so much encouraged. I ain't want to tell y'all no lie. I can't say that, oh, viewer, you gonna leave like that? Okay, I got you. Let me find out who you are. But anyway, I not encouraged exactly, but just more it causes you when you understand the truth of life and what's really going on in this world, it causes me to view my circumstances differently. For me, it's work though. It ain't easy. Like I'm always just, everything is just easy peasy. Heck no. Heck to the no. I have to pray extra hard, like all the time. And then I still be struggling. So yeah. But when I remember who God is and what this life is really about and what it really is, because it's not what we see is not around what we see around us is not just it. It's a whole what's going on. Spiritual and in natural. There's a war. There's a spiritual war going on that's been going on forever. And so yeah, that's that. But Apostle Bashuri was talking about touching people, how we have to be careful not to contaminate ourselves with different types of spirits and whatnot. And he's talking about laying with people. Specifically, he spoke about like if you lay with a prostitute, if you had sex with a prostitute, then knowing that you become one with people, when you have sex with somebody, you become one with them. They become a part of you and you become a part of them. Then you got to do some serious stuff if you want to rectify that. Like you got to do some serious spiritual work to rectify that. I know all about it because I had to do it. And not just a prostitute, anybody that you sleep with, period. But he was specifically speaking of prostitutes. And he gave the example of how you can end up going before God and he sees a prostitute and you're like, well, I've never prostituted. No, because you became one with her, or, whoever, whatever. So we gotta be careful about who we mix with and stuff. When I tell y'all, it's funny because I'm a person who don't like to be touched I mean, I love, by my man or something, but I don't like people, like random people. I don't necessarily like people to touch me. But I am a person that's a hugger. So, which is funny because I'll hug anybody. But this is the thing. when I'm when I am in service mode, like when I'm on assignment, I'll put it that way. Like if God send me to do something or whatever, then I'm not in myself. So what everything that I am at that time is not me or mine anyway. So that's the reason that I like to embrace people when I am in a service mode, unless God specifically gives me like a nudging to not for some reason, and then I might not embrace that particular person. But usually I do because God um imparts unto people through my embrace. Um and so yeah. But naturally, just within myself, I don't really like on a regular day, and I'm just being my regular self. I don't like people touching me. And especially when I pick up, because I'm very sensitive to energies. So certain people who carry certain types of energies, I don't like them around me, first of all. And then second, I definitely don't want them to touch me. Like I literally can't be touched by certain people, honest to God. And that don't happen often. Strangely, it's not often that I come across somebody that I have that a strong aversion to like that, but sometimes it happens. So that was funny when he was talking about that, because that is very, very, very important. How um we gotta be really careful. Then he made reference to the scripture where Jesus, it's a Bible story where Jesus, the woman with the issue of blood, which is one of my favorite scriptures. Sadly, I can't remember where it is, y'all. I think it's in Mark or Luke. Okay, y'all can look it up. Just Google woman with the issue of blood and the woman who touched the hem of his garment. And he was out there in the city, and it was a multitude of people. So imagine I imagine it like being at a concert. If you've ever been to a concert, a standing concert, which I don't know if they still do those now or whatever, but I've been to standing concerts before where not where they don't have not that's not in a stadium and everybody's just standing like at a club or something like that. And it's really packed. And say you're trying to get to the stage to the front or something. And imagine trying to push through all those people. That's what I imagine her experience was like, trying to get to Jesus that day. And from the story, um that's exactly pretty much how it was. She had to press her way. And I want to say, I don't want to tell y'all wrong, but I'm gonna just say this disclaimer. I think I remember this correctly. I'm not quoting because I'm not reading from the Bible, and I don't remember it the whole story exactly verbatim. But I think that she had to crawl on the ground to get through the people to get over there or something. Or maybe she was knocked down or something. I don't know. But I think that she crawled, if I'm not mistaken. And she was able to finally press her way to him, and she touched the hem of his garment. He became whole. She was made whole. She was healed just from touching his clothes. She didn't even touch his body. She just touched the edge. The hem, for men, y'all probably don't even know what a hem is. The hem is like well, you can't see what I'm doing, but the hem is like the bottom piece of your robe or your shirt or a woman's dress or something. If you look at the bottom part of the dress and you see where the thread is, where it's folded, the cloth is folded under right there, that little space is the hem. And that's what part she touched on him, just that one little part of his clothes. And that made her he whole. It healed her just from doing that. Even more amazing is that all those people out there pressing up on Jesus, And just from that woman touching the hem of his robe and becoming healed from it, he felt virtue or power go from him from that. All those people out there, and he even said that. He said, "Who touched me?" And the disciples was, they was a little bit smart mouthed. The disciples were humans. They was just like us, pretty much. And well, Jesus was in human form too, but I'm saying the disciples were very regular people. They wasn't these super holy, righteous men that he found somewhere. They were regular people, fishermen and stuff that he went and trained. He chose them and trained them. So they was regular. And he was like, "Who touched me?" He said, "I felt virtue go from me." And the disciples, one of them or however many, was like, "What do you mean, who touched you? All these people out here." You know what I'm saying? How can you ask that question? So, but he knew that something had happened. He knew that something powerful had happened because he felt the power go from him. And the point of him referencing that story, and I'm talking about Prophet Bashuri, um, the video that I was watching, it was by Prophet Bashuri, and the name of it was Staying Away from Contamination, I believe. I believe that was the title of the video. It's on YouTube. And so the reason that he was referencing that story is because the way that that woman was able to touch him and receive of his power, we also can have someone to touch us and receive of our power or of our virtue, not of our power, because we don't have any power in and of ourselves. Of course, it's only the power that God, places in us. But a person can drain you. In that case, that's not what happened. But I'm just saying. And so he was making reference to that. He was like, "What makes us think like, well, who do we think we are?" Basically, that if Jesus can be touched, just his clothes and power come out of he felt that. Well, why would we think that we can just frolic around any kind of way and ain't nothing gonna happen? Surely, surely if somebody can touch Jesus and receive power from him, then surely our little selves can be contaminated or something about somebody touching us, or somebody can receive of us. And he also said how, if anything, don't be a person who a demon is imparted unto you, but through somebody touching you, be a person that releases power, if anything, you know. So we want to, I hate how this is. If we want to, um, I hate how this is looking blurry. But anyway, I can't help it. If we want to be, if we want to see something happen, especially in our lives, then we got to be protecting our spirits, and we got to purify ourselves, and we got to get it together, y'all. Like, for real, we really do. I'm not a preacher or anything like that, but I just share what I learned and my experiences, and I've talked about my circumstance a million times and how I got here. Um, and a big part of that was also not keeping myself pure from contamination, not purifying myself. Or I would do something like purify myself and then contaminate myself again. Like, really. So, and I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. So, yeah. Yep. That's what I would do. You know, purify, contaminate, repeat. And it got me in a world of trouble because I was praying, and I said too, I even said, like, what in the world? All this praying I was doing, what was I praying for? Because that was clearly a waste of time. That's what I said. But you know what? No, it wasn't. Because first of all, God answered, even with me not being 100% pure, because I wasn't. But He saw my need, I believe. And He's graceful and merciful and loving and just and fair and all of that. So I believe that's why God began to answer my prayers. And not that he hadn't answered prayers before. God has answered plenty of my prayers. Over a million little miracles. Um Maverick City Music. Maverick City Music. I love that song so much. I really, really do. A million little miracles, because that's what God has done in my life. A million. I can't even begin to list them all. Um, but there's some prayers that I had that were big to me anyway. To God, it's small because He's like, girl, I got that easy. You know what I'm saying? But to me, it was big. They were big prayers to me because I felt like I was praying hard for Him. And I said, once this circumstance started, it is the yeah, it's I literally manifested the exact opposite. I've talked about this before. The exact opposite ended up manifesting in my life. The opposite of what I was praying. I'm talking about the exact. I'm not talking about, oh, it's just off a little bit. I prayed for a car. I got a, you know, instead it's taking a long time or whatever. I'm talking about it was like, yo, craziness. Really, for real. It's the exact opposite. And the sad part is that my prayers were everything that I was praying on was really important stuff, concerning my family. And so that's devastating. But how did that happen? That's what I need to be knowing so that I don't do it again. And now I do know, you know. For one, you invite the enemy in and expect for what happened. What do we expect? Then I wasn't purified. I wasn't pure. I wasn't keeping myself from contamination. Even if we can't be perfect, we need to be doing. God is fair and just. And even with prayers, you see what I'm saying? But my tail was still, I was still going, making the wrong decisions. So I messed around and let the enemy in. And now here we are. Here we are. So now I got to clean up again so that I can move forward and stuff. And as I do, I think about I be thinking about all the ways that I went wrong, honestly. I think about how would not want to I don't want to let anything I don't want to let any harm or anything come to my family because of my actions, you know. I don't want the enemy in my household. I don't want the enemy in my life. I don't want this. God is going to deliver me. And if we're not careful, God delivering us is one thing, but you got to stay delivered. Plenty of times God do some stuff for people, and then we fall back in somehow or something worse. I don't want that ever again. Honestly, I don't, cause I ain't got nothing for the devil. I really don't. So yeah. So now my other thoughts was I was watching another video. This one was about a couple that are ethical, non-monogamous. To me, it sounds just like a poly relationship, polyamorous. Yeah, because because even though they're married, we couldn't say polygamous exactly. Can we? I don't know, y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna just describe the relationship. They're married and they both have relationships outside of the marriage, per their agreement, their terms and agreement for their marriage. And but they're not married to anybody else besides themselves. I mean each other. It's very confusing actually now that I think about it. The husband is dating a woman. Wait, yeah. They both are dating one woman. And then the wife has a boyfriend who is also a part of a quad of his own in his own household, which and the husband also has another girlfriend. Something like that, y'all. It's very confusing. So my thought though on that was I was reading the comments and somebody said wickedness in high places. Wickedness in high places. My first thought was, well, how's it wickedness in high places if, and that one, you know what, that one under the devil, because I knew what they was trying to say. Actually, that was my argumentative spirit, I guess. Because actually when I think I know exactly what they was trying to say. So, but my response was, how is it wickedness or whatever, something to that of that nature. I said, if they are being honest and open and respectful to one another, and to everybody, not just one another. Everybody knows what's what. So it's not like it's anything hidden or whatever. I heard something. Hold on. This lady is up. Hey, what you up to?
Did you see this?
No,
You can hang on soon as I put this on.
I heard it.
You heard?
Yeah,
This is hot in here.
it is warm because I got the door down there open too.
Please cut it.
I wonder, can I pause?
Huh?
Let me see if I can pause my vlog. I'm on the live. You want to say hey?
Hey, dude.
I don't know anybody on there. It's a video on my YouTube. It's gonna be on my YouTube.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that.
Okay. Um,